Tessa Blanchard resigns with Impact Wrestling. Alexis Carrillo here, back with some more Wrestling Talk content on the Alexis Carrillo brand YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any Wrestling Talk content in the future. And a few days ago via social media, Impact Wrestling announced that Tessa Blanchard had re-signed with the company, or more specifically, had actually signed an extension to her current deal with the company. And to quote Scott D'Amore's Twitter account, Tessa Blanchard would be a part of Impact Wrestling for years to come. Now, Tessa Blanchard's re-signing or signing an extension joins the list of names this year that have signed an extension with the company or have re-signed with Impact. Amongst those names, we've had Eddie Edwards in the past, we've had Eli Drake most recently. But anyway, Tessa Blanchard re-signing with the company is something that I'm extremely happy about, simply because, yes, she debuted at the Redemption pay-per-view in commentary, and yes, she's had a couple of matches, but before that, she was a part of the Mae Young Classic, and it always seemed like she wanted to be a part of WWE, and she always seemed like she wanted to be a part of NXT. And for all I know, maybe that's her end goal. Maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, that's where she wants to be. That's where she wants to end up. But right now, re-signing with the company and letting us fans, Impact Wrestling fans, know that she's gonna be around for years to come on the shows, on the pay-per-views, at the meet and greets that they do, that kind of stuff really gives us the opportunity to invest more in her. It really gives us the opportunity to commit to her character, to commit her to her matches, to her in-ring promos, whereas before, it was kind of always like, well, at least for me, if I'm only talking about my personal stance on this, at least to me, it was always like, yeah, we have you right now, we're going to have you at Slammiversary, we're going to have you at Bound for Glory. But when your contract comes up, or when it starts to come up, you might be thinking about jumping ship to NXT or WWE, and you will most likely will do that. So at least that was my personal stance on Tessa Blanchard's position in the company. But I'm glad to inform you, if you haven't already seen the news, that Tessa Blanchard had signed an extension with Impact Wrestling. Now on to other stuff also involving Tessa Blanchard. I see a lot of discontent and a lot of criticism by Impact Wrestling fans towards Impact Wrestling Management and Impact Wrestling Creative by having someone as talented and as charismatic and as good in that ring as Tessa Blanchard, losing to Madison Rayne twice in a row, and apparently having a losing streak and not putting her in Knockouts title matches. And all I'm going to say on this situation is that it's okay for someone like Tessa Blanchard or anyone on the current roster to lose a few matches. It's okay for them to not be always put in that position in the main event or in title matches, because you can't always be there. There's 5, 10, up to 10 knockouts, I think, on the roster, and Tessa Blanchard, she might be one of the best, if not the best, but you also have to make room for Su Yung. You have to make room for Madison Rayne. You have to make room for a returning Ali. You have to make room for a returning Rosemary. You have to make room for a returning Sienna. You have to make for an upcoming Kiera Hogan. You know, there's turns for every single one of them, and if you stay too much at the top, you're gonna get that effect from WWE, where in WWE someone starts winning a lot of title matches, someone starts to win and be a part of the main event too often, and fans start turning on them because they feel like they're being shoehorned and force-fed into the fans. So, and as it pertains to Madison Rayne winning, well, to me it's clear. Madison Rayne is the only true babyface right now, credible enough to challenge Su Yung for the title at Slammiversary. They're not going to have a heel, Tessa Blanchard, face off against another heel in Su Yung for the Knockouts title. They could have had a triple threat match, but, you know, they've gone with Madison Rayne versus Su Yung. That's okay for me. But I firmly believe that Tessa Blanchard will be put in a prime position in the coming few months, or even at the start of next year, hoping that she becomes a Knockouts champion and one of the main events of Impact Wrestling. So those are my thoughts. Those are my initial comments on Tessa Blanchard signing an extension with the company and staying here for years to come. Leave your comments below. Do you think Tessa Blanchard will eventually go to NXT? Do you think she's going to be a part of Impact Wrestling for 5 years, for 10 years? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's it for me. Till next time.